Hello and welcome to our Teaching for Success engagement series. This is your host, Rosa Kemirembe. Today, we will be talking about a topic that is central to the success of education systems around the world and especially in our Ugandan context. Let me begin with a question. What kind of curriculum truly prepares learners for the real world they will live and work in tomorrow? Across the globe, many countries are facing teething problems as they attempt to revise and align their national curriculums to meet modern global standards. Uganda is no exception. From the early years to secondary school, our schools are facing challenges that expose serious gaps between what is being taught and the skills and values that our learners need to thrive in the 21st century. The job market is changing rapidly. Employers are asking for problem solvers, creative thinkers, effective communicators, digital literate individuals, and adaptable team players. Yet, many of our learners continue to sit in classrooms where memorization is rewarded more than thinking, where passing exams is valued more than applying knowledge to life, and where success is measured only by grades and not by the ability to navigate and shape the real world. It is important that we ask ourselves, how can we develop a curriculum that is not only inclusive and equitable, but also practical, forward-thinking, and reflective of the needs of all learners? An effective curriculum should meet learners where they are and guide them to where they need to be. It must celebrate diversity in ability, background, and potential. It must offer multiple entry points for learners to access content and demonstrate understanding. We must be intentional about creating a curriculum that does not leave behind learners with special needs, those from rural or under-resourced communities, or those whose talents lie outside traditional academic subjects. Inclusivity is not about adding a few topics here and there. It's about designing learning from the ground up to accommodate and uplift all children, leaving no child behind. A truly modern curriculum must also promote equity. Equity is not about giving every child the same thing. It's about giving each child what they need to succeed. This may mean adjusting teaching strategies, materials, and assessments to ensure all learners can grow and thrive. Equity means making sure that the girl in the village school with no access to the internet has the same opportunities to learn and dream as the boy in a well-equipped city school. It means building in flexibility, relevance, and fairness in everything we plan and deliver. Our curriculum must also be practical. Education should prepare learners not just to pass tests, but to solve real-world problems like initiative, think critically, and contribute meaningfully to society. Learners should be encouraged to explore, to experiment, to fail safely, and to keep learning from those failures. When learners see how their lessons connect to the world around them, they are more likely to be engaged and to retain what they learn. This also builds ownership and motivation. Practical learning brings subjects to life, whether through agriculture, entrepreneurship, digital literacy, or climate action projects. We must ensure that education is no longer abstract, but deeply grounded in reality. And let us not forget creativity and innovation. These are not skills reserved for artists or inventors. Creativity is about thinking in new ways, asking better questions, and imagining solutions. Innovation is about applying creativity to make life better. A forward-looking curriculum must nurture both. Learners should be encouraged to challenge the status quo, think outside the box, and make connections across all subjects. They must be given room to imagine and create. Project-based learning, open-ended tasks, and design challenges are some of the ways we can stimulate this kind of thinking. And these methods must not be reserved for elite schools. Every learner in Uganda, regardless of where they live or learn, deserves to experience this kind of education. Technology is another powerful tool we must learn to harness, not fear. Technology can democratize access to information, offer new ways to learn, and prepare learners for the digital age. But this means going beyond computer lessons. It means integrating technology into every subject, using it for collaboration, research, creativity, and communication. We need to ensure our teachers are trained and confident in using these tools, and that our learners are empowered to use technology ethically and effectively. A well-designed curriculum must also be holistic. We are not just preparing learners for jobs, we are preparing them for life. That includes emotional intelligence, resilience, physical health, social skills, civic responsibility, and a moral character. Subjects like life skills, sports, performing arts, and guidance and counseling should not be afterthoughts, but essential pillars of the curriculum. Learners must understand themselves and others, learn how to manage stress, how to work as a team, how to lead with integrity, and how to care for their communities and the environment. To do all of this effectively, we must break down the artificial walls between subjects. We must embrace cross-curricular integration. A lesson on climate change, for example, can involve science, geography, math, literacy, and civic education. Learners should be encouraged to see how knowledge connects and intersects. Real life is not divided into subjects, and neither should learning be divided into subjects. However, we cannot build such a curriculum without understanding the real issues learners and teachers are facing on the ground. This is where data becomes vital. Data should not just come from exam results. It should come from listening to learners, teachers, parents, and communities. The Uganda Bureau of Statistics and other agencies can play a key role in collecting and analyzing data that reflects the social, economic, and educational realities of our country. This data can help shape curriculum decisions that are authentic and relevant. For example, if data shows a rise in teenage pregnancy, then our curriculum must strengthen life skills and reproductive health education. If data shows rising unemployment among youth, then we must double down on entrepreneurship and vocational training. Curriculum development must be driven by the needs and aspirations of our people, not just borrowed from global templates from the UK, from the USA, from Canada. There is no one-size-fits-all solution. Curriculum is not a static document. It is a living, breathing reflection of our hopes and values as a nation. It must evolve, respond, and grow. And that growth must be deliberate, inclusive, and forward-looking. All stakeholders need to be involved. Teachers need to be equipped and supported. Learners need to be heard and empowered. Parents need to be engaged. Policy makers need to be courageous and open-minded. At the end of the day, the curriculum is not about books or timetables. It's about shaping the kind of society we want to build. So let us be bold. Let us reimagine education, not just as preparation for exams, but as preparation for life. Let us design a curriculum that awakens potential, embraces diversity, and inspires action. The future is not waiting. Our learners deserve a curriculum that prepares them not just to survive, but to thrive. Because when education meets the needs of all learners, the whole nation moves forward.